Guess who's back? Back again.
VikLawr.
Back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
VikLawr, the science girl.
The science
Velocity equals distance over time. Triple beam balance.
VikLawr, the science
Rate of
girl.
acceleration equals 9.8 meters per second.
A crane is a body
Sir
of
Isaac
water.
Newton. 1 kilometer equals 10
VikLawr, the science girl.
Any floating
A
object
pumpkin is a
displaces
carnivorous
1
bird.
weight of fluid. The circumference of a hole is 4.8 centimeters.
VikLawr, the science girl.
Welcome back, Fletcher's Creek, to the second season of VikLawr, the Science Girl. So today we have a holiday-themed experiment for you all. Taking in the Halloween theme, we are going to work with a pumpkin today, and we're going to do a little demonstration about catalysts. So today we're going to do an experiment that uses hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of dish soap, some food coloring, and baker's yeast. Now, yeast is a fungus that occurs naturally in our environment, and in this case, this type of yeast is used to leaven bread, so it makes it rise. So the yeast is actually, what it's doing is decomposing and it's breaking down. But what it usually does is it happens over a very slow, very kind of long period of time. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of decomposition happening here, but we're going to make it happen faster, and that's what a catalyst is. So we have our hydrogen peroxide, and what I'm going to show you here are the molecules. So we have water, which is H2O. Hydrogen is very, very similar. It's H2O2. So we've got 2 hydrogen molecules and 2 oxygen molecules. And the thing about hydrogen peroxide is it's very unstable. So it doesn't want to stay together, and it usually wants to break apart and decompose and break apart in water. So it breaks off into water and then usually releases that extra oxygen molecule. So on to the fun stuff, on to our experiment. I'd like to introduce my first assistant for this season, Jasmine. Say hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to take some hydrogen peroxide, and I'm going to be very careful. I'm actually going to put on my goggles because, here, let me tell you a little story about this morning. I was taking the wrapping off the packaging, and I opened it and flicked myself in the eyes, and thankfully I was standing right beside the sink. So that's why in science you always have to be safe. And you have yours, Jasmine? So we're going to take some of our hydrogen peroxide and we're going to pour some of it into our cup. We're going to close that up. And Jasmine, I'm going to ask you to add just a little bit of the dish soap into the hydrogen peroxide. So you're going to open that up. That's good to go. Go ahead, pick up the bottle, and we're going to add some in here. A little more. We're going to make it nice and foamy, and that's what the dish soap is going to do. So when we have our reaction, it's going to end up and hopefully foam up, and that's because of the dish soap. Okay, so Jasmine, you can give that a little stir. We're going to just a little more now, just so we make sure that it really foams up for us. Okay, and we're going to add, just so we get a little bit of color happening here, some food coloring. Okay, go ahead, Jasmine, and stir that up. Okay, so now we've taken our mixture of the hydrogen peroxide, dish soap, and food coloring, and it's sitting inside of our pumpkin. Now for the catalyst, which is the yeast. Now a catalyst, like I said, is something that makes something happen faster. So we're going to take our yeast and we're going to pour it into this second cup here. And Jasmine, you're going to take some water, you're going to add it in here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Perfect. And now you're going to stir that up. And okay, so now we have our 2 mixtures ready, and we're ready for the experiment to happen. So Jasmine, my assistant, is going to take our yeast mixture here, which has been mixed with a little bit of water and has sat for a little bit, and she's going to add it into the other mixture.
Teddy.
And that Fletcher's Creek is a catalyst.
VikLawr, the science girl.
MC squared.
The science girl.
Velocity equals distance over time. Triple V balance.
VikLawr, the science
Radial
girl.
acceleration equals 9.8 meters per second.
A creek is a body
Sir
of
Isaac
water.
Newton. 1 kilometer equals 20
VikLawr, the
hectoliters.
science girl.
Any floating
A bucket
object
is a
displaces the
carnivorous
height rate of
bird.
fluid. The circumference of a hole is 4.8 centimeters.
VikLawr, the science girl.
Welcome back, Fletcher's Creek, to the second edition.
Can a custodian come to the office?
So I'd like to introduce my first assistant. in Erst.